Hey, welcome everybody. This is your boy G5 with another 5 minutes with 5, man. And I have a superstar with me right now that's doing his thing. And I'm gonna be transparent because I'm an honest person, man. Listen, we have been talking for a good little time already. 16 minutes. Yeah, it was 16 minutes. 16 minutes. We was at 16 minutes. And something just came over me and said, hey, check that daggone camera, And I checked it, and guess what? I think I double tapped it, and it just made me mad. But but we're gonna do it right here. But without further ado, man, tell everybody who I got sitting beside me, man.
How you doing? I'm CULLEN Montgomery, born and raised originally from Houston, Texas, and I played football at the University of Memphis. I just transferred from Oklahoma, so.
Okay, hey, well, listen, I'm a cliff note it in a sense, you know what I'm saying? Because I don't want to drag you through everything I drag you through like that. But I did start it off like this. I want to commend this young man off being just a man that he is, because that's the first thing I said when I started this, is because when I met him, I didn't know who he was. I met him through his mother. His mother, she had something going on or whatever, and he was there. But I just saw the relationship between a mom and her two sons. And I didn't know the son was a big joker, but I didn't, somebody probably big, play football in high school or something, I don't know. But the second time I met his mom, again through some other business or whatever, that's when I kind of saw who he was and was just impressed with, his demeanor. And that's probably what really connected me with you, because you didn't act like what most people be acting like.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so, it probably just got to me like, man, this dude he's real level-headed. You know what I'm saying? Like most people with that type of stature and status, and the people he hanging with and who know him, they will be acting all, ooh, I'm too good and everything.
Yeah.
But you didn't do that, man.
Right.
And so I want to ask you this: why is it that you're like that?
Because I understand like where my gift comes from. But God, that's just bottom line. I never want to get like some type of fame.
Mm-hmm.
And, just act like this gift was for me. Like
Right.
I did this. I understand. God gave it to me, so I'm forever grateful, and I always act like that. I never want my gift to be took away.
Right.
Because the way I'm acting foolish, toward people. I feel like you just get blessed when you, act good toward people. Like no good deed goes unpunished. Like me and my mom, we always say that every day. Like she texts me that while I'm at college. She's like, just try to be a good person before anything.
Right.
So she kind of instilled that in me since a young boy. So it's,
Okay. So what we did go through, I learned, so that I can't be fake. So I learned that you love to play ball.
mm-hmm.
First, basketball was your thing. It wasn't football at all.
Yeah.
You was a big guy, 8th grade,
Yeah.
and if you can kind of tell them about that little bit of experience right there, then I'll probably flip on through high school a little bit.
8th grade, like I said, coming from 7th grade, I really didn't like football. My coach just called my mom like, man, give it a shot. I'm like, all right, I will. I gave it a shot, man. Like I just didn't like it at first.
Right.
But I told we played a school called St. John, and I never forget. It was a play. I just went out. I think I pulled and I hit a dude. And I was just like, it scared me. And I just looked at the crowd, my mom and my family, and it was just like, oh my God.
Right.
And it just clicked for me. Like it just something right there just clicked. Like you got it. You got all the physical abilities that that you need to be successful. And I was like, it clicked for me.
Okay. All right. So moving from there, at that time, all the high schools were there at your 8th grade games, drooling, right? But you wound up going to which school, 9th grade? Episcopal. And of course, varsity was calling for him. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't no freshman, JV, none of that stuff like that. It was varsity. How did that feel for you? Even though you kind of felt it anyway, but how did it feel for you just coming into high school and jumping in right on varsity like that?
I'm not gonna lie, I would be lying if I told you I wasn't nervous. I wasn't scared, but I was nervous.
Right.
And like some of the best advice I ever got, and it's so simple. It's like if you're nervous, it means you care. And I was just like, I do care about this. I care about my performance.
Right.
That's why I feel like this. And I had to tell myself that you're not scared because you feel like your ability won't get you. Yeah, it's just you scared because how you scared of how would you perform.
Right.
And I was like, you know, it clicked, and I was just like that 9th grade year. I just took it by storm.
You took it by storm. And y'all had some greats on your 9th grade. When you was in 9th grade.
Jalen Waller, he's in the NFL right now.
Okay, see, and that's what happened. So you got to really kind of see, even though you was getting attention, you know, these guys were getting this attention already. So you kind of got to see how to kind of roll with that.
And he was a big mentor for me. Like, he was real level headed.
Man,
like you talking about somebody who had all ability,
right?
Like to do anything. Like he was that, but he never like treated nobody. I would never forget. Like he was a class act. Like seeing that for a whole year, I know. Like I needed to see that.
Man, so that's good right there. So that bleed off. But 9th grade year, y'all made the state and lost to who? Kincaid. Okay. So Kincaid, where they located at?
About Westheimer. It's right by Westheimer.
So they got like they were known to get killers over there or something.
No, they
were
like
the powerhouse.
They were kind of like us. They're gonna get a couple. Like
they're gonna get some killers.
They're gonna get each year. They're gonna get somebody who gonna make a difference. You know.
Okay. So. All right. So you lost that. You went to the state championship. You lost. What was the score? You remember that? You probably don't remember.
Yeah, I think it was like they beat us by like 2 touchdowns. I think it was like it wasn't that much.
Okay. But it was an L on that. So you come back in your sophomore year. Sophomore year, things a little different. Did you get offers 9th grade year?
I got one.
You got one, Syracuse. Right?
Syracuse.
Look at that, like I don't remember. See, you gotta stop playing with this. I pay attention to stuff. Okay, so he got Syracuse on after the freshman year. Sophomore year, he coming in. But you said something funny earlier in the first interview that did get recorded. It wasn't really about the offers for you. It was about the application of football and learning what you need to do. You know what I'm saying? Can you kind of give some advice to these young kids that might be in that period of schooling?
So when I came into high school, I was 14. So like I really didn't grow into my body. Like I was still raw technique wise, and you know it was a lot. Going for somebody who's 18 and 19, they have experience. It's everything. You don't have. It's not necessarily about your size. It's experience. What you know. Like you know what can work at you know certain quarters, like just stuff like that. How to adjust your game, and I think that a lot of people had that again like above me. Okay. But that off season, I made sure like I wasn't coming in. I knew like the recruitment was going slow. I'm like, nah, this gonna change. And I knew like I prayed. I always was level headed.
And then you get some bleed off from some other players that y'all had.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So the bleed off.
It worked out for me in my favor.
Okay. So once again, 10th grade year, you roll back up there to the state championship. Yeah. Same team.
So it's funny. It's actually funny. So the dude who killed us, he plays basketball at Vanderbilt.
What?
Yeah, he's crazy.
He's there now?
Yeah, he's there now. I just watched him when I was at Memphis. I went to the game.
No, my daughter. That's where she graduated from.
Really?
Yeah, she was undergrad and grad school.
That's fire.
You know what I'm saying?
That's fire.
She's out in Beverly Hills now.
Living
life. Look at all this money, man. I need a couple dollars. I need a couple dollars, But anyway, so the one that killed y'all in football is playing basketball at Vanderbilt?
His younger brother.
Oh, his brother.
So the freshman is Jordan and Josh Williams. Both of them in K, great players. Right. It was funny because I was like, I was just in awe. Like, there's no way his younger brother is doing this to us. Like my sophomore year, like it was crazy.
What?
Yeah, they were fired.
It was beast.
I ain't gonna lie.
Come on now.
Cause I play offense, so I just they were always on. They were our defense was just
right. I'm getting hammered, bud.
Man, hey, come on, man. That was funny.
Okay, so they get in there, so they win the game. I'm sure you wasn't feeling too good about that. You probably had a mindset like, this can't be no.
So I'll never forget my coach after that game. We played at it was Delmar. We played at Delmar Stadium. So they have like a nice locker room. So we went to the locker room after the game. He's like, look, man, like come to when the spring comes, we're straight training. Like we're straight training. Right. I've never like his tone. You can tell by his tone. Like he's tired of losing. Like we had the talent, but it's just like it wasn't click. Like it never. You know what I'm saying? Right. So yeah, that next year he trained all spring.
So junior year, y'all at you done lost 9th grade, 10th grade. It's 11th grade. Coach said we're doing spring practice. We ain't playing with y'all. I'm not losing this team no more. How did the season go? 11th grade.
Well, we only lost one game. We won.
Who was it to?
St. Pius.
St. Pius, okay. I ain't never heard of
St. Pius. Yeah, we won state. That was hands down one of the best years of my life. I'm not gonna like it was one.
It was like that.
Yeah, because it was just like to see all like your hard work just go through. Like you just to see it, and it's like it's nothing but God. Like, it's crazy. Like it'll literally make you want to like it'll get you emotional seeing that, because I lost my father, and it was just like that was the worst thing that ever that could happen to a kid.
Right.
Losing a parent, and I was just like I remember just going to like therapy, me and my mom, like this place called Bo's Place. It helped us, like we go there crying, just helping, like they would help us, like cope with just what happened to us. Right. And nobody saw that, and that's what made me emotional. Like it's not about the stars and all that. It's about making your family happy, making like, cause I don't care what nobody say. I would never be able to pay my mom and grandma back with materialistic things. I feel like I would be able to pay them back with success. Right. It just won't happen. You can't. It's not an amount of money I can give them to be like, all right, mom, I already paid you, thank you. It's not gonna happen.
All right, so your senior year happens. COVID happened at the end of the senior year, right? So that means you're going into the senior year, already committed to Oklahoma, and so really this is cruise control. This is just almost like, hey, we ain't getting hurt. You know what I'm saying? Was that ever a thought in your head?
No. I'm gonna tell you. So
yeah, tell me about that.
My mom was like, man, you need to play every game like you unrecruited. Like it's about you. Like, it ain't about, we know you good, but we know you going to Oklahoma, but it's about you getting better. None of this don't matter next year. And you know that. Right. So it's just like, I was like, yeah. So I had to, from day one, like the same thing I was preaching my whole life. Like, do what you do. Like even in her interview, like she said, play every game like you in the NFL. Right. That always stuck with me. And that was deep when she said that too. I was like, ooh, that's really deep right there. Yeah. Really deep. Now I'm gonna rewind the tape before we go to college. Okay. You lost your pop, 8 years old. Okay. I know had to be traumatic. That would be traumatic for anybody at any age. You know what I'm saying? But I can only imagine the fuel that you used in that piece right there. Can you talk that piece a little bit? Yeah. So when my dad passed away, my brother was young. My brother was like barely one, like young. Right. And it was just like something had to click for me. Like I would be lying if I told you I wasn't scared. Like I was scared because I was just like, I don't want nothing to happen to my mama. Like if something happened to, like thoughts would always just come up, you know, like little things. And I always was just like, I never want to put my mom in a situation where it'll cause her more hurt. Right. Never. Like anything I've ever wanted to do, I've wanted to make her proud. And like I've seen my friends, you know, some people I'm not one to judge, but they just always some people make bad decisions and it led them to a life of destruction. Right. And it was like I can't do that to my mom. Like I've already seen how, you know. And that was big, and I like I said, being a role model for my little brother. Right. That was, both of those things mean more than anything in the world to me. Right. So that's my principles and morals. I always had to have them aligned for what I wanted to do. I knew I had to. Right, and I definitely commend you for that once again, man. It's just showing me the level head that you have, just as a man that you are. You know what I'm saying? Where did you get this name from? Like, where did that come from? My mom, actually. We was thinking of names when I was young, and I just always, the man child popped up. Right. And people would always be like, the man child, man, everywhere I go, I'm like, man, my name Cullen, man. Right. It'd be funny, like, the man child, and it just stuck. And I never changed it, so like. Okay. Yeah. All right, so now, let's make this move now. So it's time to go to college. You had already chose Oklahoma your junior year. You heading to campus to do your thing. What was that like there? And just the powerhouse that Oklahoma has always been, and just to be up in there. And what was that like, man? It was, I'm not gonna lie, it was one of the best experiences I've ever had in my life. Like it broke me down in a way that like I needed to be, because there was a lot of things about myself I didn't know. Like I've always been in private school. Okay. It was just like I've always lived like my mom. I've never won for anything, so it was just like I had to learn a lot about myself, like learn my flaws and just little stuff that I had to, you know. And once I got there, like they broke me down, but they built me back up. Right. And that was the thing. Like because of course your freshman year is always gonna be like it's gonna be tough. Right. It's always because you're adjusting. I've never seen nothing like, it's not about the football. It's all about the maturity, like doing all the right things all the time. All the time. Not just, you know, because it's almost like you're on this poster board. Exactly. That's shown in front of people's face every second. Exactly. And if you do anything to, you know. And it's like in high school, like you can do a lot of things right, but if you do one thing wrong, nobody's gonna tap your hand and be like, you're gonna get away with it.
Right.
It's not gonna work. If you want to be great, like everything you have to do.
Right.
I learned structure. I learned a lot of stuff about me.
So what was it like being around these other big tanks?
It was crazy.
Well, you know what I'm saying? Some big boys, man.
Oh.
You a big boy as it is, but then to
Exactly.
be around some big boys too.
It was. I'm not gonna lie. It was